at YouTube. Chips Indian race. अरे यार ऑफिशियल डालना पड़ता है. Indian Racing League official.
Yeah, it's
Are
working.
we?
Yeah,
Yes.
we are
Okay.
up and
Mic
running.
test. Are we both live? Are
Mic
we both
test.
audible?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, we are audible, and I will very quickly share the link with everyone, all of our esteemed members of the community.
Esteemed indeed.
At the rate everyone, and here we go. All right, so hello and welcome everyone to the Indian Racing League Division 9, not Division 9, sorry,
Division 9.
Season 9 Division 2 race around Spa-Francorchamps. Shima here, joining me is Redstone, and yes, obviously it's been a 2-week break, and that's why I suddenly moved myself to Division 9. But yeah, Redstone, Spa as a track, it's mythic, it's quite loved by fans and drivers. What do you have to say about this track?
All I've got to say, it's brilliant. It's a beautiful track. I mean, the sheer speeds and the corners and just the whole atmosphere. It's a lovely track, and I really enjoy driving here, and I'm looking forward to sending it tomorrow. And meanwhile, Spandan taking it to the escape route for some reason.
Yes.
That's one way to warm up the tires.
Meanwhile, we do have two drivers out on hard tires, Shooter and Shrikant, who are following each other in tandem down the Camel Straight. What do you have to say about that? Helmet Marco tactics?
Seems like it because it doesn't make sense to go out on the hards. I mean, given how much Shrikant sweats on a daily basis.
Oh, Spandan taps the wall just before Puhan. But yeah. Oh, and he is taking all the liberties with track limits, Spandan. So, not entirely sure that's allowable or whatnot, but we have somebody in the chat who says Shrikant for the win.
Allowed. Shrikant for the win. Who says that?
Ritesh Jain, you may want to bet on a better horse.
Yeah.
We don't have too many horses with us today. One of them, we have only one actually.
We have an old horse. We have an old horse in the name of Sid Venkatesh.
Yep.
So,
a championship contender as well. For all you know. And let's have a look. So Spandan coming up to the final two corners. Would you like to take us through the lap, Redstone?
You do the ownerships.
All right.
You love
I hope.
Spa.
Yep. I hope I have my corner names all good. But we have Domithor who's joined the session. However, Spandan is coming into turn 1 in the Williams into La Source. Navigates it pretty well. No rear sliding, so that seems like he's in good control of the car. We have a yellow flag, but that won't affect Spandan's lap as he goes through Eau Rouge and up through Radion, the entire section. Not going to do that WTF for nonsense again. With DRS open, down the Camel Straight. It's a very nice and long straight. There's going to be a venue for many overtakes during the race, I feel. And as we go into Lecombe Chicane, Spandan obviously the first driver to set the lap time, and he is currently provisionally fastest in Sector 1, but he looks to be in control of his car. Very composed. His rear end is not sliding around as much as I thought it would. Taking this, I don't know what name this corner has, but this no-name corner. He had a bit of a movement here on his out lap, but no movements as such on this occasion. Coming through Puhan, the fast left-hander. He navigates it pretty well. Good throttle modulation and sticks to the inside line to get a good run into, I think this is Brussels. Yeah, Brussels corner, staying close to the apex. Hitting the apex on this occasion as well. Now approaching the end of Sector 2. Oh, a bit hesitant with the steering input there. Now through Stavilo, still purple obviously, and takes a bit of the curbing, but now trying to take the shortest possible line into the next corner. Blanchimont, the fast, very fast left-hander. You take it flat out, and Spandan has done exactly that. Now approaching the amazing bus stop chicane, a very tricky braking zone. You can ruin your entire lap over here. But he navigates it pretty nicely, and exiting the bus stop chicane, it's going to be a lap time of 1 minute 44.341 for Spandan. The first of our lap times. I don't know what the apt term is, but yeah. We have
I
Noble
don't
Guard.
think that's particularly a representative lap time by any means.
Yeah.
I feel like we can see people.
There you go.
What is Spandan doing?
Oh, did he do something
I
wrong?
mean, that's an interesting lineup, Oruj, I've got to say, and
Yep.
Radion.
And we have Raman going provisional pole with 144.2. So actually, I think what we can expect at best
And
would be a
Spandan
143.
spins.
Oh, but I hope he doesn't have any damage. As we have Sid Venkatesh on the mediums going P4 provisionally. Oh, I think he's just about to start his lap, is he? Yup, he is. So would you like to take us through this lap?
You can do it against ships.
Alright. So Harsh Jain says 143.2 pole time. That's a second faster than what we have right now, Harsh. So, well, let's see. I do have faith in the D2 drivers and I have really loved commentating. So I would really love to see them go 1 second faster. Sid Venkatesh currently down in the first sector by about a tenth through the Lecom chicane. He navigates it pretty well. A bit hesitant with the steering, I feel. But Sid Venkatesh, one of our championship contenders, is looking pretty set for a good run this weekend. We have right behind him, I believe, Smith Shah, who's on the hards. I don't assume this is a particularly representative lap for Sid either. I assume they'll all be coming out on the soft tires. All those are running on tires other than the soft. But yeah, nonetheless, coming up to Brussels corner, I think he has a bit of. He's lacking front end grip by a bit, I feel. Sid. Nonetheless, coming up to Blanchimont. No, sorry, coming up to Stavelo, not Blanchimont. He's up by 2.2 seconds. That would, at this moment, get him around Noble Garter. Between Noble Garter and Shooter, I feel. But nonetheless, coming through. What's this? Is this Stavelo? I'll have a look at the con names, but is the fast left hander. Now approaching the bus stop chicane. Sid navigates it pretty nicely. I think he's a bit hesitant with his front downforce, so I think he may have want to make a few setup changes. But at the moment, he goes 145.3, and that takes him up to third position. Meanwhile, his championship contender Smith, who comes up to the line, and it is P6 for now. What do you have to say about that? I don't think anybody else is on a lap at the moment. Is it? No, Shrikant also doesn't look like to be on a lap. We have Oxidize.
Am I audible now, Chips?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I think I was on mute.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just saying, given he's put that lap time on mediums, and I think that's a fairly good lap, I must say, given pole is 144.2, being a second off in mediums. I think that's a fairly good effort.
And we have Oxidize coming up to the bus stop chicane. It's been a pretty good lap. I saw purple middle sector. It may be a purple middle sector. It may be the game telling us it's a middle sector, as we do usually see that. But we see
And
him go pole.
he goes
There you go.
by a margin. By a margin.
That's a very promising effort by him. And we have Harshi, who's about to start his lap. But that's a very good lap for Oxidize. And meanwhile, he missed it. But Deadly Mosquito went P5 on the softs. He is in no man's land at the moment, a long way off the pole sitter, but I assume he is going to be improving in due course of time. Vintage player goes back into the pits. I'm not sure, does he have damage or something? But we have Abdul Samad starting the lap. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Many drivers haven't set their lap time, and Caesar is asking what's going to be a pole time tomorrow, Redstone.
I don't know. It depends on how good my grip hacks are tomorrow. So we just got to wait and see.
Yep.
And by the way, Caesar, you still haven't emailed me, so get on with it.
Yes, come on. We expect the committee to do their work, do their due diligence. I saw a massive moment for Abdul as he went up through Oruj and Radion. So I don't think he is particularly confident with his setup. Very, very hesitant with his, yeah.
That only shows that he's running higher front wing than the rear wing. So there's no other reason why he'll be losing out, or he's running extremely low ride heights.
Yeah.
The car is probably bottoming out when climbing up the hill. Oh, we have a yellow flag in sector 2 and sector 3. Who is
I think
that?
it's just a spin.
Okay.
Might be Shrikant. I think we have quite a few people in chat supporting Shrikant in more ways than one. I'll just put it very kindly there. Uh, and Caesar wants me to do comms in my GTA 5 videos. I would prefer not to. That would really.
No, he
Oh,
said in your GTA 5 voice. I think you've got
voice.
to give it up to all the
Oh,
viewers, yeah. Get
oh.
that UP accent going, you know?
Well, following Abdul Samad, I think it'll be a good time to do it. Into the final two corners we go. And what is he going to be able to do? He is going to the line, and it is going to be P5. Good effort.
P5.
I am very proud of you,
Brilliant.
bete. Wah, wah. And that's it.
Very
That's all.
brilliant, that one. Very good, that one.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Very
What did
good
he
job.
eat for breakfast? Yeah.
Yep. Breakfast, I think a good paratha and some chai. But a good lap by Abdul nonetheless, although a bit off the pole sitter, provisioning pole sitter. I still think that he could do something. Spandan taking all the liberties with track limits once again. His Williams is dirty.
It's oh, and again
Oh,
he's
wow,
cutting
wow, wow,
corners
wow,
and he
wow, wow,
spins.
wow. Oh, and that
What?
has probably given him some front wing
That's
damage.
that's driving drunk at its finest, you know.
Yep. But does he have
Or
damage?
maybe I. It doesn't seem
I
like it. Let me
hope. I
check.
mean, I hope damage is on.
Damage is on. Damage
Sure,
is
yeah.
on.
We did check that. Simulation settings. Yeah, damage standard, yeah.
I mean, it's either the game really messing things
Oh,
up or
oh,
that. And
Spandan.
again,
Spandan, my man.
S-
Calm down.
Spandan's really exploring track limits here.
He's not doing himself any favors. The tires won't be loving that at all.
Yeah, it's just gonna be super dirty. That Williams is
Yes.
a dirty boy right now. I must
Yep.
say.
He needs to clean his car and some of his warm up tactics before the race. Get it all
I
out of his
mean,
system.
this is just me, Chips, or because his car went all the way down to second gear for turn one. I mean, I don't know, but that seemed a little odd.
Yeah. That may be his driving style, but as he comes up to the end of sector one, he is up by a tenth. So his
And
oh
again,
wow wow wow
no, man said he's not taking any corners today. Nope, ain't happening.
the Tiamat Murdoch of IRL right here, Spandan the gamer, and he's not even in the camera shot. Wow.
I mean, look, this has got to be monitored by the stewards. I mean, like that's crazy
Yeah.
right there. Look,
As hilarious as it is, come on, you can't really be doing that.
yeah, I mean, like racing etiquette is out of the window there, but okay.
Yeah, I think that went out the window a long time ago with the way he did his warm up. But well, let's not fixate on one guy. Let's move to somebody else. Maybe
Yeah,
Smith, the
I think
championship leader.
Smith. Yeah, is he on a hot lap?
He
No, he's on
is.
an
He
out
is. He
lap.
is. He is draining battery. He is going up through Rouge and Radion onto the Camel Straight. And let's have a look at his time at the end of Sector 1. And we're getting to see the nice rear end, the Orlen rear end of the Alfa Romeo. A yellow flag for Williams. Is that? And he's up by
He's
1.3 seconds, Smith. Although he is down by 5 seconds right now on the pole sitter. So there's going to be a long road ahead for him. However, Smith coming into this slow right-hander, medium speed. What is it? I don't know. Coming up to this no-name corner, navigates it pretty well. Approaching.
a little hesitant on the throttle, but that's fine. I don't think he lost a ton of time there. He keeps it. It takes a lot of curb though.
Yep,
Keeps it
and
fairly planted and uses all the track at the exit. And I think looking at his lap right now, I think he's a little hesitant. Maybe he's just not feeling super confident with the car in a way.
probably, yeah. Through Stavolo, we can
But
see
he
him.
purples middle sector, but
Yep.
I don't know if it's just a game or if he's actually done it.
I think this could be at least top two, if not the pole lap. Because we look at the top two are separated by 3,000s. Smith could displace them as he comes up to the bus stop chicane in the Alfa Romeo, the Guan Yu Zhou Alfa Romeo. And Smith navigates the last corner of the track,
Oh.
coming up to the line, and that is going to be Pole position for
Pole!
Smith Shah. I did say that he
That's a
was
lap. That's a
looking very
cracker of a
promising.
lap. I still feel like Smith can really dip into the 142s because he was super hesitant and it was quite obvious. I was running on board with him and
Yeah,
I think he
I
has a
was.
lot of time to find.
Yep, I was on board with him as well. We have meanwhile Sid Venkatesh, who is out of battery, and I believe he's not improving either. So, what should he do at this point? And I can't see the time delta because of the live chat messages dropping on my screen. But yeah, nonetheless, I don't know what Sid has done, but Sid coming up to the
Sid has gone 143.847. That's what he's done.
that was his previous time, so he's finishing his lap now. This is going to be his last attempt. I don't assume that. Oh, he is boxing, but he won't get time to set
But
another lap.
no, I don't. Given how long it takes for an outlap here in
Yeah.
Spa,
No, no,
I don't
no.
think. I think that's quality done for
That's
Sid.
that's curtains for Sid. I think that's it for Smith as well. I don't assume he's gonna risk staying out on track
I
any
feel
longer.
like only the likes of Oxidize and Ramen can really threaten Smith right now, in a way.
And Ramen is just coming out of the pit, so it's gonna be pretty close for him. He really needs to keep on the pace, as does Spandan. No, Spandan, I believe he's not using his tactics anymore. Spandan, they're not working out for him. So yeah, that's it for Smith. That's it for Sid. Smith coming up to the pit lane. And yep, he is gonna dive into the pits. We have Deadly Mosquito also into the pit, so that's quali over for Deadly Mosquito. What about Abdul Samad? He is improving in the first sector. We could see something from the UP Wale Chacha, and Smith retires. Understandably so, he's 3 tenths clear of the next driver. What about Oxidize? Deadly Mosquito has also retired, so that's quali over for quite a few people. So we won't see Sid Venkatesh or Abhi anymore in this session. What do you think? Can Oxidize steal the pole position from Smith, or can Smith hold on? Oh, Red Bull. Who's the Red Bull there?
I think Oxidize really has a chance here. He just has
And
to nail all the sectors and a lot of wheel spin exiting the corner though. But let's see, take
yeah,
us through his lap chips
all
because I
right.
think there'll be a cracker.
There you go. Into the source, navigates it pretty well. Nice and comfortable on the throttle. I won't say it was the fastest input. We have a yellow flag ahead. That might be a Ferrari of Sid Venkatesh. Yup. Now going up through Oruj and Radion. And is that going to be a nice tow for Oxidize as he goes onto the Camel Straight? It was not particularly effective in the long run, but yeah, it's going to give him a bit of a benefit and an advantage. And he is up by about 400ths in the first sector. Taking to the Lecom chicane, a bit hesitant. Oh, I think is that lag, is that him just having to overcorrect his car because the rear end was sliding. Now into this slow speed right hander, navigates it nicely. Yellow flag ahead of him. Williams, I'm not sure who that is. Checkered flag is out. Abhi and Said won't make the line in time. Well, Oxida is coming up through Puan. What can he do? Can he improve? I think he was a bit hesitant with his steering there. I switched the camera angle at the worst point, but nonetheless coming through the Brussels corner, the Brussels chicane, taking the apex, nailing the apex onto the curves. Nice! He's taking up all the track and more, and he
Oh no, he's gone.
spins! Oh no, and that is front wing damage, qualifying over. Super unfortunate for the horse driver there.
Meanwhile, Ramen, watch out for Ramen.
Yep. Also, Spandan, did he crash out or something, Spandan?
I have no idea. Probably
I
did.
didn't, yeah, I didn't track that. My bad. Abdul has invalidated. That's over for Abdul. Domithor goes P6. All right, just got that. Noble Garter coming up to the line, finishing his lap. There's another Red Bull of Shrikant Das who's going to come up to the line in no time. And Noble Garter goes P5, just behind Sid Venkatesh. While the other Red Bull of Shrikant, we've not seen much of Shrikant in this session particularly. But as he comes up to the bus stop chicane, he is en route to take what could possibly be a top 5 starting position. Is it? No, it's top. Oh, it's 6th.
Meanwhile, Ramen's on a cracker of a lap. He's purpled the second sector and
He
he's
could
fine
take pole.
rounding up the bus stop chicane. Yeah.
But the bus stop chicane takes no victims here. And
Oh, he
Raman,
runs a little
yeah.
wide.
But is that going to be enough for pole? It is not.
No.
Oh no.
If
What
he
about
nailed that
Shooter?
exit, he
Shooter goes
should have got
P2.
P2.
Wow.
It's awfully close. The top Three separated within a tenth.
Yep, a tenth separating the top three drivers. Wow. And I think is it that equidistant thing? No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, I thought the gap between P1 and P2 was the same as the gap between P2 and P3, but that's not the case. But what a qualifying we've had. Domithor right at the end there also had a decent run, but he could only manage P9 in the end after everybody set their lap times. But what a great effort by Shooter. Smith's effort was enough to hold on to pole position. And would you like to run us through the grid starting order?
So Smith is on pole, followed by Shooter, Raman, Oxidize in P4, Sid in P5, Noble Guard in P6, Shrikant Das, poor performance from him, P7, Spandan in P8 after all those antics, Domito P9, Delhi Mosquito P10, Abdul, Vintage, Harshi, and Abhi. And that's the quality order for us.
And we have
tonight.
somebody in chat really upset at Shrikant for reasons unrelated to the race, but yeah, pretty upset, I think. However, we now move on to the race.
Anshik, I think you should just shut everything and go do your work because I think it's pointless watching him race.
Yeah, not much in it. However, you may want to stay around and watch the race start for, I believe, Spartan 1, and it is gloomy. What do I say? Cloudy. What's the apt word for this situation? And the T-posing mechanics.
It's cloudy with a chance of Shrikant rear-ending someone, for sure.
Shrikant flashing. Yeah, Shrikant flashing as well.
Flashing, railing, you name it.
Yep. Okay, Anshik says that Shrikant is going to get a podium. All right. And
yeah.
So everyone
Stuff you like to see.
Yes, everyone do put in your podium predictions. Redstone, what about you? What do you feel?
I think it's gonna be Smith, Oxidize, and Sid Venkatesh. That's my top 3 pick for the podium tonight.
Okay.
And if Shrikant ends up on the podium, I'm leaving before the interview. You do the honors.
All right. I am gonna jump on the Anshik hype train which he has started, and I'm going to say that Shrikant is gonna be somewhere on the podium. For sure.
Somewhere on the podium.
Yeah, it could be P1, it could be P2, or wow, it could be P3. Anything. I do believe that Shrikant could end up on the podium. Smith is going to be, I believe, staying where he is starting, and the last podium spot will be filled by Sid Venkatesh. And we have, all right, Shooter is on softs, Harshi is on hards, Mosquito is on hards, and all the other drivers are on the medium tires.
I'm not sure if softs would last more than like 3-4 laps in Spa. Even that's, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I understand being able to get a good start, but yeah, maybe I don't know. That's a brave strategy call. Yep. So
we have Caesar saying, oh, Caesar's message just went away. But yeah, I think that Shooter, I think he's banking on chaos on lap 1 or lap 2. Something like that. Early chaos, rather. Why am I specifying the lap? Do you think it's going to rain?
I think it definitely looks like it's going to rain. Maybe like 10 or 20 minutes into the race, I think we can definitely expect to see some rain.
Well, in that case...
After all, it's my lobby, so hoping for some rain to spice things up.
Yeah, you don't need to hope for it. It is almost guaranteed at some point during the race.
So... And look, Spandan's right behind Shrikant. I guess we'll see some...
Yep, and he's still taking his liberty.
What? No.
Nah, you can't be doing that. You just can't. That's not right. And who's the other Williams? Hershey, is it? Yeah, what's Hershey doing mid-pack? Is he mid-pack? No, he's not. My bad. So we have Smith, who is already at the bus stop chicane, while the rest are just approaching Stavelo. Okay. As you like. I'm not going to say anything about that. Whatever's the case. Smith has lined up. Shooter is about to. And, well, the source is going to be a very busy place within, what is it, 4 seconds of the lights going out. Forgive me, viewers, if I mess up my corner names. Not too. Oh, we have a Williams who spun. Who's that? Is that Spandan? Spindan. There you go. And he's
Spindin.
still spinning.
Spindin. Oh.
Yeah. And he is. Oh,
I
he's
mean,
warming up
like,
his
if
tactics. Yeah. Tactics.
warming up his tactics, yeah.
And yeah, warming up his tactics. And he is the last car. Would you like to do the honors?
No, you do
All
it,
right.
Chips.
We have 4
It's
lights.
been a
5
long
lights.
break. You deserve it.
And it is lights out and come on, away we go. It is not a particularly good start for Smith, but I think he's going to hold on into turn 1. Shooter gets a very good start on his soft tires, and into turn 1 Shooter has the lead temporarily, but he tries to go around the outside. They're almost side by side, the top 2. Everybody has seemed to file through pretty nicely, and Raman and Shooter make contact.
Carnage.
Yeah, Raman Shooter make contact and Raman moves ahead. Sid Venkatesh battling with Spandan. Spandan almost taking out the Ferrari driver there, the second place championship man. And Deadly Mosquitoes out. Is that going to be a safety car? Is that going to be an early safety car? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
All right. So
do
we got
you think Shooter will pit and get his pit stop out of the way and take the hards all the way? No?
possibly.
I mean, doesn't make sense.
He
Doesn't make
might,
sense.
but yeah, I don't see the logic in doing so. What about him? He had a pretty good start, but then he ran out of room on the track. There was no more space available to him, and he was battling away with Raman. He almost both their races almost ended before they reached Oruj. Raman and Shooter.
And Spandan wasn't even on track. He went off track trying to overtake Sid, going up Radion.
And yeah, I was just on board with him as he came back on track. It was pretty risky, but nonetheless, both of them are still in the race. So pretty unfortunate for Deadly Mosquito. Usually luck doesn't favor him. I've seen some fantastic pace from him, but races rarely end for him. As in when he finishes the race. Wow, I'm not finding my words today, am I? Azun says rain in the next 5 laps. Yeah, it's been a while. Oh, we have Domithor without
needs
a front
little
wing.
warming up. Yeah.
So I believe Domithor and Deadly Mosquito may have made contact. They were both. And do we have Shooter in the pits? No, Shooter carries on. So actually, it's a smart decision, I feel. Hello, Easy Level Bot. Nice to meet you. Domithor into the pit lane. And he is grazing the pit wall. Why? And he gets a penalty.
Yeah.
How? Why? Kyun? Kaise? Kya? Nonetheless, what's he gonna do? He's gonna go on to another set of mediums. Okay. Why am I hearing car noises? Okay. Whatever's the case, this is a award-winning
What do you mean
BAFTA
you're
game.
hearing car noises? You have 13 cars driving around, Chips.
Yeah, but I was following Domithor, and while he was in the pit lane, I could hear cars zooming past. So I'm not sure how that works. All the cars were well ahead of him, so not entirely sure. Did I mention that Azun has written it in all caps now? That rain in 5 minutes driver info.
I mean, there are two people saying two different things, so we'll see when we see it.
Yes, as I think it was, who was it? Carlos Sainz, who says, I trust my own eyes. Or was it Danny Kvyat in the 2019 or 20 season when the engineer said that no rain was on track? Let's see. Smith in the lead. What can he do? Shooter in P3. Can he get a good restart? What about Sid Venkatesh, who's fallen back? Spandan was looking pretty feisty. The two Red Bulls, Noble Gata and Shrikant Das, are Linus turn P7 and P8. And we saw some decent pace from Abdul, but he's now down in P10. And we also have Domithor in P13. He is in last, but he was showing some decent pace. What do you think? What's going to
I
happen at the restart?
All I think is Sid should be looking at his rear view mirror carefully
Yep.
because we have a really deadly
Mosquito.
driver behind him. No.
Unfortunately, not Mosquito. Yep. And I believe the safety car is going to be in this lap. Is it? We're already going through Blanchimont and we still haven't got the message. So it's going to be a very late call. We know the FIA to be FIA, some who love their drama, but the safety car is not going to be in this lap. It's going to be in. It's going to be out rather for at least one more lap. What about Domithor? Does he serve his penalty? What about Shooter? Shooter stays out. He is committing to the strategy. If I were
I
Domithor,
think
I would pit.
Domithor should pit
Yeah.
and get the penalty out of the way.
Nope.
And
Nope.
he carries on. Yeah.
Okay. Nonetheless, well, let's have a look at the position changes for now. So, I think a very important gainer, though not the biggest gainer, is Ramin. He is now sat in P2, comfortably going to get the slipstream from Smith, provided he gets a good reaction at the restart. And he's on medium, so he doesn't need to worry about his strategy either.
Exactly. I think Smith should think about his restart and do it in a very strategic manner because he's going to just be tagging all of these guys and just like slicing through the air. So,
Yep.
and he'll have to use up a bit of his battery as well to try and clear these guys.
Yep, I think that Smith should be looking to push within the first few laps and build up a good margin so that he's free from DRS range. We have Oxidize, who has not taken any risks, unnecessary risks or such. He is holding position, holding fort. He was P4, he is P4, and we have Harshi, who has had a spin on the hard tires in the Williams. Is he in the Latifi Williams? That would make a lot of sense if he is. Is he?
I mean, his front wing looks intact though, so.
Yeah, I think that was just a. Yeah, it is the Latifi Williams. So, Hershey, I think you brought that on yourself when you chose the car. But no, I do feel like he can give us a bit of action. He is now the last car on the grid. Not on the grid. Of the running cars. Last of the running cars. Wow, I will have to improve for Baku. Personal challenge. I am going to improve for Baku.
Of course you are. You're the best commentator this league has ever seen.
Oh, I'm flattered. I am flattered. Well and truly.
I think we should limit the flirting on stream.
Yep. And I think we should focus on the race leader, who is going to be leading the cars away into the fourth lap of the race. The first, I think, which we're going to have. Wow, I'm still not finding my words. Under full green flag conditions. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Now, when does Smith launch? Does he take it early? Does he take it late? If he goes early, he has the risk of having cold tires, but then he is going to have the chance to catch out the other drivers, although he's going to be giving slipstream. If he goes late, he might have a bit of a wheel spin problem, but nonetheless, let's wait and find out. Smith still taking it tentative through Blanchimont. The fast left-hander being taken at very low speed at the moment. Shooter, I'm going to be on board with Shooter. Those behind him are going to be looking to get a good restart, but Shooter on the softs, he is going to be feisty. And as they enter the bus stop chicane, Smith is still tentative. When is he going to launch? He takes a wider line, a better approach. He's still not launched. That's smart tactics by him. And when is he going to launch? He has launched.
And he's gone.
Yep. Not a particularly
and
good one for him.
Gets a brilliant start.
Look at Spandan. Spandan has bolted up into P4.
Sends one down the inside. P2. What a move.
Oh,
what
and he and Ramin
move.
Tagging wheels there. Banging wheels, sorry. And Spandan is side by side with Shooter. They're going to be side by side, are they? No, they're not. But look at Shooter. He almost had to break there in the middle of Radion. But now onto the Camel Straight we go. Yellow flag.
And
Vintage players out.
Retired.
Same place as Deadly Mosquito. Is that going to be a safety car? Is that going to be a safety car? I don't particularly presume so. No, it's not. It's not. And Spandan completely misses his braking point, which is going to allow Shooter to get the better run on him through Lecombe chicane into the next corner. I think this is Brussels. I'm not sure. I'm not going to use corner names today, apart from the ones I know. Sid Venkatesh looking feisty. Oh, almost coming close to making a move and almost making contact with Spandan there. So Sid, he has not been able to make up much ground. While Smith has bolted away. He is a second clear of Oxidize. Yup, not Ramen, Oxidize. Who has, I don't, I,
Oxidize has absolutely sent it into turn one. That was a
yeah.
brilliant move from him.
Yup, I didn't
And
catch that.
Raman goes round and Shooter has to take to the. Oh god.
What
Raman
about Shooter?
spun around.
Yep, and
Shooter had
that's
to like take evasive action to miss
and
the
that's gonna
spinning
put
card of
him
Raman.
under threat from
Yeah.
Spandan, I believe. Yeah, so into Blanchimont we go. Spandan is 4 tenths behind. Is he gaining? No, he's losing time actually to Shooter. Speaking of whom, what's he gonna do with strategy? The softs definitely won't be enjoying what they're experiencing right now. And through the bust up chicane, Shooter is gonna carry on. So what strategy will he have now, Shooter? What do you think?
I think he just has to like take these softs as long as they can possibly withstand all the abuse and
And
see what happens, I guess.
Abi being the Mr. Beast of IRL, doing the giveaways in the terms of position, letting Domithor and Hershey go. Ramen's not too far back.
Meanwhile, Sid's got an excellent run on Spandan.
I think he's a bit too far back on this occasion to make the move, but yeah, he
I
is very close. While the two Red Bulls, Noble Gata and Shrikant, are side by side on the Camel Straight, and Noble Gata makes the move. Great move by Noble Gata there. Shrikant did not put up too much of a fight there. I think sensibly so. They may be just trading positions for now, trying to do some good strategy work, the two Red Bulls. But yeah, the two Red Bulls have traded places while we follow Sid, who is looking to make a move on Spandan. What do you think? Spandan's fallen back from Shooter, and he is. I think he's flirted with track limits there. He might have a warning, he may not. Let's find out. Shooter's closing up to Oxidize. Can he make the move in time before his tires die out? What do you think?
I'm just looking at Spandan's lines through those last
Spandan's
set of
struggling.
corners, and yeah, and
yep, approaching Blanchimont. Let's be on board with Sid Venkatesh. Now taking the shortest line possible. Sid, he is falling back, but I assume no. I don't think Spandan was using too much battery there. Although into the bus stop chicane. Oh, Sid missed his breaking point completely there, and that's gonna put him off course. DRS enabled. Smith with the fastest lap and Shooter with the first lap. Okay, fastest lap comes tumbling down between the top three drivers, and now Shooter inherits the fastest lap. Sid into turn one. What can Sid do? Spandan's out of DRS range, but he has not got a very good exit out of turn one. Source Sid Venkatesh. And coming through Oruj and Radion, what can Spandan do? Can he hold off the charging Ferrari? No, he cuts the corner. And that's gonna give Sid all the reason to make the move down the Camel Straight. The Ferrari with DRS. Shooter makes the move on the Haas driver, while Sid he can't make the move. But Shooter makes the move on the Haas driver.
I think Sid is running like higher wings because he's just not able to match the top speed of the Williams despite having DRS. So,
yep, I'm not sure if there was a bit of a setup blunder there for Sid, but the two Red Bulls are now right on his tail. Noble Gata is going to be the first of them, and Noble Gata looking to catch up and get past the Ferrari of Sid Venkatesh, while Sid himself trying to get past Spandan. Spandan is not having a particularly good time, I feel.
Yeah, he's visibly struggling.
Yep. I think he may have chosen the wrong tire pressure, sorry. His tire temps must be going through the roof. That's one of the reasons why he must be struggling. Although I must say Oxidize is also dropping off by a fair bit. However, Shooter is closing up to Smith. And he's already closed up within a second. He might get DRS down the fourth straight,
yeah, like I don't think I can say this, but I see what Shooter and Oxidize are trying to do.
Yep, they're trying to stay within touching distance of Smith.
Yeah.
I think so. And meanwhile, we see Domithor and Hershey in a battle, embroiled in a nice battle of their own. AlphaTauri and Williams. Who's going to come out on top into turn one? It's going to be Hershey for now. Let's switch our focus back to Shooter. Is he going to be in DRS range? He might just be, And, a bit of a slide there for Shooter. But does he have DRS? He does. What about Oxidize? He does. So Smith is now going to be under increased pressure. What about Sid? No, I don't think Sid has the straight line speed compared to Spandan. Yellow flag for Ramen, who's had another spin and possibly some bodywork or rearwing damage in this case.
Again,
So it's going
the
from bad to worse for Ramen.
battle for P1 is it's gonna get feisty anytime now.
Oh, Spandan spin. Spandan's almost. No, he's managed to hold the car, but he has beached the car. That's a
Yeah,
safety car.
no,
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. On the curbs, I'm immediately reminded of last season's race D2, wherein I think it was you. Yeah.
yeah,
That was
probably
very
could
painful.
have been.
Painful memories. Yeah, I was pretty shocked on that occasion as well. But very unfortunate for Spandan. He is now down in P10, but that's going to give Raman some. Has thrown a lifeline to Raman there. Oh.
So what do you think these boys are gonna do? Shooter definitely has to pit. I mean, makes sense to pit now. It's like the perfect window for him
Yup. I think
to
Shooter
get rid of
will.
those softs.
But what does he go on to? Mediums or hards?
But why is he falling back so much from Smith?
I think there's a delta
Yeah.
in effect. What does Smith do? Smith is going to box. Shooter's going to box as well. Oxidize is going to follow suit. What about Sid Venkatesh is going to follow suit?
He boxes as well.
Noble Guard
yeah.
stays out. So Noble Guard is going to be the net race. No, not the net race leader. The race leader. Abdul Samad pits. Harshi pits. Domithor stays out. Okay. Spandan obviously has to pit. Abhi is going to pit as well. And I believe so is Raman. So everybody apart from Noble Garter and Domithor have pitted. So, what do you make of that?
I'm not too sure, but since everyone is pitting, I mean, it would have made sense to pit, but I mean, they were quite far back, so I understand why they try to stay out.
Flirting with the pit exit line there. I caught that on the cinematic, but yeah. So Harshi on the meet. What do you make of that?
Just 1 second. Just try and do something here.
Right.
Yeah, what were you saying, Shiv? Sorry.
I'm saying that Harshi is the only one on mediums who's on fresh tires. All the others are on hards. What do you make of that? And what do you think Harshi is going to do from now?
Harshi is just like more. I don't think. I mean, that'll be a tough ask, to be honest, to take the mediums all the way. That's like an awful lot of laps to manage on those mediums. So.
Yeah, I do feel like that's going to be a bit of a task for Harshi to do. But in any case, he is going to be faster, at least for some portion of the race, compared to those around him. Meanwhile, interesting split strategies for the two. Oh, Sid Venkatesh has left the session. Quickly going to send him an invite there. Oh, yeah. If you can do that. I think I have that stupid EA menu open.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
So, I believe Sid said he was going to play from some gaming parlor or something.
Yeah.
That may be affecting his connection.
I don't think Istanbul is particularly being kind to Sid.
Yep. Definitely not. Istanbul wants Istanbul Park back, and this is its way of protesting. So hopefully Sid can rejoin in time while I'm going to be on route with Smith for the restart whenever we do have it. Noble Guard and Domithor 7 and 6 lap old mediums respectively. I don't think they're going to be particularly good, but they're definitely going to be better than the hards, at least during the initial part of the safety car restart.
Definitely. He can make up a bunch of positions with the tire advantage he has right now. But again, in the long run, if there's another safety car, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, let's see.
Yep, let's see. Let's wait and see. Have you sent Sid the invite?
Yes, I have. Yes,
okay,
I have.
So hopefully the man from Istanbul can join back in a bit. Well, let's have. What do we have a look at? Nobody really has penalties here. Domithor is the only one with 5 seconds. So people are being pretty clean, I'll say. Has that just is that a commentator's curse right there? Are we gonna see 3 sec penalties illuminate our screens within the next few minutes after the safety car restart? Just because I said that. Well,
I don't think I see Sid online. I'm not sure what exactly happened there.
something's up with Sid, I feel.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
what do you think, Chips? What are you feeling about this race so far?
well, it has been pretty interesting, not void from chaos at all. We have seen a lot of chaos. We've seen 2 retirements, almost a third and a fourth in the form of Ramen and who's that? Spandan. Yeah. So anything can happen in Formula One, and it usually does. That's all I'll say. I'm interested to see the strategy for Noble Carter and Domithor. However, I'm very interested to see how the battle between Shooter and Smith proceeds forth with the rest of the race.
I think it'll be nice if they can put on a good show, Smith, Shooter, and Oxidize. I mean,
Yep.
they've been quite clean, and I think it'll be nice to see a three-way battle for the lead.
The problem is that respectful racing, clean racing may be lovely for us and the viewers to see, but it's going to be pretty detrimental for them because they're going to lose a lot of time to the cars around them. And Sid is back just in time. I hope he can take control of the car. Safety cars in this lap. That's mamma mia.
That was awfully close. Wow.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
I think Sid went for a baklava break.
Yep. Other side of the Bosphorus.
Yeah.
But let's have a look. I'm going to be onward with Smith as we wait for Noble Garter, the Red Bull, the leading Red Bull, to handle and manage the restart. Where is he going to launch? We saw Smith launch just after the exit of the bus stop chicane, just before the start finish line. Where are we going to see Noble Garter restart? What do you think?
I think he's gonna bolt right after the chicane, I feel.
Yep, and Noble Garter still tentative, smart move. What about Shooter? What can Shooter do in regards to Smith? Can he dispose of the Alfa Romeo quick enough? What about Noble Garter? Is Noble Garter launched? He has. That's not a particularly good restart for Domithor, who has fallen back by quite a bit. But Smith himself is not getting a particularly good restart there. And into turn 1, no, the field is nicely spaced out. However, Sid, I think, did Sid and Oxidize have a moment? Oh,
And
Sid has a massive moment. Thankfully saves the car. Wow, that was too close to call. But somehow Sid saved it. What about Harshi? Oh, look at Harshi on the back of Shrikant Das. Harshi in the Williams versus Shrikant in the Red Bull. Around the outside, down the inside. Where's he gonna go? Mika Hakkinen style. Is he gonna get past the car ahead of him? He is. No, he is not. He is gonna be smart about it, and he's gonna wait for a proper opportunity. Wow. Look at this sheer pace difference between the hards and the mediums.
I mean, like, kudos to Shrikant for giving Hershey enough room there. That was very respectful. So
I don't usually compliment. None of us do, but I think that was pretty good of Shrikant.
Yeah.
Respectful racing there. Good by Shrikant. Harshi right on the heels. However, up ahead, Domithor closing up on Noble Guard. I think the restart lack of pace has gone. And what about what's happening to Shrikant? He's had a moment, I think. Oh, he's run wide. And he's taking the Spandan line. And he gets a Spandan gets a penalty. Wow. Sorry, Spandan. But Smith out!
No, that doesn't bode well for him at all. If Sid ends on the podium, it's
disastrous for the championship for Smith Shah. The championship leader's out on lap 10. And that's another full safety car. Noble got a pit. Shooter is going to stay out. No, is that Domithor is going to pit as well. Wow, that has thrown the entire race into jeopardy. Wow, Smith. The championship leader.
I feel awful for him.
Yep.
He has such a good race going up until that point, and that's going to be a hard pill to swallow for sure.
Definitely. I mean, we saw him lead the race quite comfortably at one point. So this is going to be a real punch in the gut for Smith. He looked like he had the pace, and now the points are gonna go to his championship rival Sid Venkatesh.
Considering Sid is able to keep it on track and just
Yeah.
maximize the points this race and not be feisty, then he's on for a good run for sure.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I'm Oxidized nearly running into the back of a shooter there.
Wow, I did see some.
That was too close for comfort.
There is a lot of chaos going on over here tonight.
Meanwhile, in all of this, Raman is sitting pretty in P6 despite
Yeah.
those two spins.
Yep. And where is Raman now in regards to where he started? He is 3 positions down, but at one point in time he was, what was it? 6, 7 positions down. So it's pretty good for Raman that he is now back in contention. I hope he does not have any sort of damage, bodywork or rearwing. But yeah, Domithor got rid of his penalty. Spandan picked up a penalty, and Shrikant on the hards. So both the Red Bulls are now the same strategy. Shrikant and Nobleguard are both on the hard tires. So I think it was Ritesh, I don't remember who it was, who had said that he would like Shrikant to be on the podium. Anything can happen.
I mean, that guy jinxed it, not us. So
Yeah. PSI says that Shrikant took the curb. So was that the inside curb exit of Puan that can offset you? So just PSI, just let us know if you come to know about that. What about the restart? The car bottomed out and he crashed. Oh, he's talking about Smith.
oh,
So, but which curb? It was a straight line. So, I would like
I
to
think
see
it could
his
be a late safety car,
call.
a
Yeah,
late call for the safety car.
it
Yeah.
could be a late call. So, PSI, thank you for that information. I don't think that's gonna give Smith any happiness, but nonetheless, pretty
Yeah.
unfortunate.
One more lap then.
I think last season it was you who had a moment around this part of the race, and this time it is Smith. So I think those who look in most comfortable for the race win need to be very careful around the mid part of the race at Spa in IRL. But Shrikant onto the mediums. Okay.
That's not a particularly a bad call. I think.
It's Smith has left the session, understandably so. Our condolences to him. His race was going pretty well. And yeah. Are we going to see similar scenes in D1 tomorrow?
I hope not. Hope it's a fairly straightforward race without complications. But yeah.
People are. Yeah. Oh, Shrikant onto the grass there. Was that lag? Was that Red Bull moment? Alex Albon took to the grass to overtake Checo Perez in 2019. Will we see anything from Shrikant or Noblegarter along the same lines? I think that from here on this point in the race, it's Ritwik. Sorry if I'm messing up your name, or if it's Ashik. I don't know who said that, but
I mean, you killed both their names, but yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody, whoever's name I just mentioned. But at this point, Shrikant is the most exciting prospect. He's on fresh mediums. He definitely has the pace. We saw some good performances from him. And while we may have criticized him a lot, he does have the pace. He is a pretty neat driver. Just gonna shut my phone there, sorry. And Shrikant on the mediums, fresh mediums. I think this is gonna be pretty interesting. What about Shooter? What can Shooter do? What can Oxidize do? Can Sid do something from here? What about Harshi?
I think
Abdul?
Sid should just take it very easy and just maximize as many points as he can.
Yep, Sid.
But
just
I think
needs to
Oxidize
maximize.
will be gunning it because
Nothing to lose.
nothing to lose. Exactly.
Yep. And we see I'll be onward with Oxidize for once. Now coming up to Blanchimont. Shooter he's leaving a bit of a gap to Shooter. Oxidize. Warming up their tires, the both of them. And behind them, Sid is a bit further back. However,
I mean,
Shooter
that's
is.
typical Sid, though. He doesn't really get super close during safety car restarts, in a way.
Yep. Yep. And Shooter is about to launch any moment
And
now.
he's
But it's
gone.
very bad wheel spin for Oxidize. He's going to be under threat from Sid Venkatesh into turn 1 La Source. Sid, is he going to make a move? He's not. What about Hershey? Hershey on the mediums, very feisty, but he's not going to do anything on this occasion. However, Sid got a very good exit out of La Source. And coming up to Oruj and Radi on the Ferrari driver. No, he's losing out in a straight line. As you said, he's running too much downforce, I feel. Sid Venkatesh. Meanwhile, Domithor and Spandan trading places for P8, I believe it is. Yes. Sid, what can Sid do? He is.
Meanwhile, Spandan on the inside. He's squeezing Dominator into the barriers there almost. And he gets the job done.
And
Is he
Shrikant
gonna
going
cut any
first.
corners? No, never mind.
Don't think so. Not on this occasion, at least. Meanwhile, we have Hershey very close to Sid. So, the Williams driver looking pretty feisty. The Ferrari driver struggling to warm up his tires, I feel.
It seems like it because even though Hashi overtakes them right now, his mediums will really fall off
Yep.
towards the end of the race.
Through
So,
Pohon. Yeah, definitely. The mediums can't go the distance, definitely. While actually, I think Sid is really. Hershey has
almost
spun.
losing
Hershey
it.
spun. Hershey has spun. Hershey has lost it. And he is now down in almost
And,
last place.
and
Yep.
Oxidize almost losing it as well.
Yep, so pretty unfortunate for Oxidize there. I didn't really catch it. I was following Hershey. And another spin for Hershey. Oh. Pretty damn unfortunate there.
He's a long way back.
What does he do now?
I
think he
think the
might well carry on.
commentator's curse is quite real this race. And
Abdul and
Abdul
Raman.
Samad.
And the side by side
Abdul
into
gets a
La
better
Source.
and the
Look at this
bang
chaos
wheels.
behind them. Look at the chaos behind them. Is Noblegut and Spandan into turn 1. Two pairs of two wide drivers. And Abdul has been
Oh,
tagged
Abdul.
by
Oh,
Raman.
no.
I think Raman should have left him a bit more space there. But, well, let's find out in the reports room later on, steward's room. And Spandan, wow,
And
he
Spandan
does.
again.
Yeah, back to his tactics. Back to his.
No.
You
Man's
can't-
gotta calm down.
Yeah.
That's like. Wow.
And I feel like Shrikant now is really going to be a big threat to all those ahead of him. He's on fresh mediums, and I think the first target is going to be Abdul Samad. When is he going to get the Alfa Romeo driver? He needs to do it fast. Domitor behind him, I don't think is particularly enjoying his hard tires at the moment. And Shrikant
And
is
meanwhile,
struggling.
Oxidize is slowly starting to reel Shooter in.
Yeah. Abdul is struggling, not Shrikant, my bad. And Spandan staying within track limits this time. Still behind Raman though, and Noble Gata, I think, is maybe made a mistake with his strategy. He should have also possibly pitted for mediums like his teammate did. But yeah, in any case, Noble Gata still behind Spandan, trying to chase down the Williams. Can he do so? Oh, almost losing the rear end there. I have had that happen to me. Very, very painful there, but thankfully Noble Gata carries on. Stays in P6, although with a bit of a debatable color of underwear there. Very close moment for him. Very big moment for him. Shrikant very close to making the move on Abdul. Couldn't make it on this occasion.
Oxidize has the fastest level.
Oh, Abdul and Shrikant side by side into turn 1 they go. And I think Abdul is going to cede the position. No point battling him. And yeah, oh, Domithor coming so close to rear-ending the Alfa Romeo there. But and Abdul gets a better exit. This is a fantastic battle for P7. And they're going to go side by side. No, Abdul backs off. Thank you. Yogi
And who's that?
and Domithor.
What?
No. Domithor is going to have to give the place back.
Yeah,
he
he
does.
does. He does.
Yeah, he did get a penalty for it, but he will have to cede the place. That was no way to make an overtake. I mean, one could argue he was left very little space, but in any case, unfortunate for Domithor and for Abdul, both of whom have lost some ground. to Shrikant.
And is Abdul running full traction? Look at how he's smashing the throttle.
Well, I have left
Wow.
the telemetry off, so that so as to
Yeah,
not give the others an advantage. But yeah,
eSports.
I do remember his throttle into some qualifying. He is definitely running full traction. That is not a sign of medium traction whatsoever. Yeah, but do you think that full traction is impeding his progress?
It definitely is. You turn assist off and you do get faster.
Yep.
I mean, look, he's smashing the throttle in third in that corner. Wow. Been a long time.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the other Williams, Spandan. What can Spandan do? Behind him, Noble Garter. He is fallen back by a bit and is going to be falling into the clutches of his teammate Shrikant Das, who is pretty feisty. And he might just get the fastest lap. I feel he did have DRS, did he? Did he? Did he not?
And
He's
he
not going to get
doesn't.
a
He
fastest
doesn't.
lap.
And Spandan. Raman goes a little deep. Spandan gets a
And
brilliant exit. Look at these ships.
yep, through Oruj and
Do we
Radion,
see a track extension here? Do we see a track extension here?
I'm going to be on board with him.
Oh,
No,
we don't. Come on, Spandan.
we know what you do.
Okay, Raman defending
Can't do
the
much.
inside and he moves back onto the racing line. Oh,
Oh, Spandan, pretty feisty. The two Red Bulls trading places there. Noble Gata and Shrikant. Very good teamwork, I'll say, by these two. Very well done. These two are actually
meanwhile,
showing some.
does Oxidize have a damage? Because he's struggling quite a fair bit.
I think Oxrad is just modulating his pace. He's not trying to take any unnecessary risks, I feel. And I think that's sensible. Domithor with another
And Domito
penalty.
gets some three, yeah.
And he's passed Abdul. Oh, we missed that. So Abdul losing places. Unfortunate for Abdul, and he is losing even more. So I don't think the Alpha boys are going to get too many points tonight. Definitely not from one car. Oh, Domithor has broken the polystyrene barrier, but not his front wing. And he carries on in 10th place, just ahead of Harshi. So Domithor is going to be banking and hoping for a safety car in the near future. Is that going to be granted to him, or is he going to have to finish the race on the tires he is on? Spandan, meanwhile, on Raman. Raman, he is struggling, but he's managing to hold on. Raman, he's doing a decent job.
Definitely.
While we see Shrikant,
And
yeah,
Shrikant is arriving. He's
Yeah.
arriving quick.
definitely, and he is going to be in DRS. I feel
Yeah.
down the chemistry. He definitely is. He just needs to. Oh, it's going to be close. He is touching
Okay,
borderline once again.
Spandan, are you gonna extend?
Yes.
And you do.
Wow.
This is absolutely crazy. You can't do that. That's unfair.
And
That's not a valid overtake.
he's
You can't do that.
and he
he
misses his breaking point.
What?
Oh, and Raman's forced to take avoiding action, and Shrikant realizes,
Shrikant!
oh no,
Shrikant, my guy.
no.
Shrikant.
See, actually, I think that was Spandan's fault above all else, because Spandan came back on track in a very dangerous manner, and Raman couldn't really do much to avoid him. But I think Shrikant could have taken a bit of avoiding action there. I mean, yeah, as much as I'm
Yes.
saying that it was Spandan's fault, yeah.
Spandan is just on.
Spandan can't do that. I mean,
you
yeah.
can't do that. You just can't do that. No.
So you've just
I mean,
ruined.
understandable. Like if you're actually running wide because of like trying to avoid something, but that's just visibly trying to gain advantage.
Yeah, and I mean, see, both of them have ruined. Not both of them. That incident has ruined Raman's race. Pretty much, he's lost 4 places.
That's really. I have nothing to say there.
Yellow flag for Harshi, and he is not having a good time
And
whatsoever.
And Shrikant has a flashing car ahead of him.
Yep, and
I
he
think he's going to be
himself,
quite interested.
Shrikant himself is, as in his own words, flashing. Into turn 1 they go, flashing. Yeah, it's fun to say that. Spandan, however, I'm not particularly a very big fan of the man right now. He's not been very nice with his track limits, and I mean, he can say that it was dirty air. but that's not very
I
valid or
mean,
apt.
so lift off a bit. You can't have your throttle pinned like,
Yeah,
there's no tomorrow going
you
through there.
can't do the same thing lap after lap. I think we've seen it on this race is only in this race on three different occasions we've seen minimum three different occasions we've seen Spandan do
I,
that.
I'm shocked he only has a 3 second. I think that's
Yeah,
definitely like 15.
yeah. It
That's unbelievable.
nah. That's I don't buy into that. And again I think he track extended a bit more there.
I
So
mean, this is a shocking driving standards from this guy. Gotta say.
yeah, I am not sure what Raman can do now. He is struggling. I don't think he's going to be under threat from Abdul anytime soon, unless he has severe rear wing damage. He did get, or rather, diffuser damage, whichever one he may have. But the field is pretty well spaced out as we end lap 18. We are running out of time to get a safety car. The last safety car we could possibly have.
Meanwhile, Oxidize has brought that gap down a bit, and again, I think he's struggling out of the final corner exit. That's where Shooter is gaining all the time.
We have somebody asking how many penalties Spandan has. Spandan has 3 seconds of penalties, as do Shooter, Raman, Abdul, and Domithor has 6 seconds. So, I mean, make of that what you will. I don't assume Spandan is particularly, a friend of track limits today. We saw it in qualifying as well. The two Red Bulls tagging each other along, towing each other along, whatever. They are line astern right now. Shrikant still ahead of Noble Gata for the time being. I think they're gonna finish in that order, unless Shrikant is looking to thank his teammate for the pass earlier on. Do you think that they're gonna trade places? Abdul has just lost a place to Abhi. Spandan with a penalty. Okay,
Yeah.
finally, and there you go once again.
Like, how can you drive
See,
like that?
track limits are optional. Track limits are optional for Spandan today.
And again. Wow. The man's
This is
probably
getting
got legs.
ridiculous.
And how? Okay, that's allowed Shrikant to catch up again. So,
Yellow flag,
oh
yellow
wait,
flag,
yellow
yellow flag
flags.
for Abdul Samad, who's in the gravel. That's not going to be a safety car. Definitely not. And
And Shooter gets a 3 second.
no, Shooter has a 3 second.
Okay. Oh wait,
Yeah, Shooter had a 3 second. So,
did
at,
he?
yeah, he did. So at this point, Oxidas and Sid Venkatesh are P1 and P2. They really need to pick up the pace. There are going to be no more safety cars. I think this is it. This is the last chance for a safety car to come out. I don't think it is, but from what the positions are right now, let's have a gap to the leader. Yes, Sid is within touching distance. Yellow flag for Harshi. He's lost his end plate. And he is taking an awfully long time to get back on track. Abdul into the pits for the fastest lap, I assume. And Harshi taking a 3-point turn, not resetting to track. Very good of him. Following the rules. Good job. But it's been a very torrid race for Harshi. Down in P11. What? He can't do much. Sid is fallen out of 3 seconds. So is Oxidize. Oxidize is really falling out. They both need to pick up the pace. This is the time for them to pick up the pace.
Definitely.
Spandan is a long way back. Spandan is not going to be a threat here. And once again, how and why does he only have 3 seconds? 6. I think it's 6 now. Yeah, it's 6 seconds for Spandan. And Shrikant is really closing up. He's right on the back of the Williams driver. And I think Noble Gata is also following suit. Yeah. And yep. Spandan's light is blinking. Shrikant's is blinking as well. So is Noble Gata. So they're all out of battery. Spa is pretty difficult with battery regen. And the clouds are becoming a bit dark, at least in the last sector. But Into turn 1 we go, on board with Shrikant. No, I don't think Shrikant can do anything on this occasion. It's lap 21. This is the penultimate lap. What can Shooter do? What can Sid do? Oxidize is going to win the race on track at the moment, but Sid is actually closing up to Oxidize. Well, Oxidize is losing a great deal of time.
I think he made a mistake. I think he definitely made a mistake.
Yeah,
But
because
in all of this, this is good. This is good if they keep it this way. They get P1 and P2. Respect.
yep, Sid is gonna get some good points from this race. Gonna claw back some points on his championship rival. Smith.
Okay. At this rate, Shooter will still keep the win.
Yeah,
Looking
it's
at-
very close, but yeah, Oxidize is not having a good time.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling.
Yeah, this I think it might be a case of having to act fast because Oxidize. What can he do within the last 4 sectors of this race?
I have no idea. I just hope he keeps it on track and not
This is gonna be
bin it
extremely
entirely.
close for Shooter. Yeah, extremely close for Shooter. He is still not safe. If he makes one small mistake, Oxidize and Sid are right there to pounce on him. And we see Shrikant still a long way back on Spandan. He couldn't make the move down the Camel Straight. But can he make the move on the last lap?
But Shooter definitely has more battery than Oxidize.
Yep. And so does Sid. So this is Sid's opportunity. This is the last lap of the race. The final lap for our race leader Shooter. I am going to switch back to the leader interval in a moment while we go on board with Sid, who's got a very good run out of La Source. Now coming up to Oruj and Radion, going up the majestic hill. The both of them go, and Oxidize is still ahead for the time being. Sid deploying all his battery, staying in the slipstream with DRS. Can the Ferrari driver make the move on the Haas Ferrari driver? Can he make the move?
And he backs off.
No, he does
And he
not.
backs off. Sid backs off.
And
And Sid
he-
loses it.
Oh no.
Keep it on track. Keep it on track. Keep it on track.
He does. But is that gonna be giving some reason for Spandan? I don't know, and I don't think so. Sid had built up a good enough
Okay,
gap.
it's really close and it's done.
No.
Shooter has.
Oxidize, he can still do
Well,
something.
that's-
The last sector has been pretty good for Oxidize. As you can see, it's teetering on the edge there. Oxidize can still win this race provided he makes the move fast enough. What's happened? Yellow flag for Harshi. That is I got scared there. Something happened to Shooter. But Oxidize is still, it's touch and go. It's so close. A few hundredths. Can Oxidize do something in this last? Abdul Samad has crashed out at the exit of Radion onto the Camel Straight while Spandan is a long way back from him. But look at Shrikant. Shrikant could be making a move. Oh, wow. What's going on here? What exactly was that? I saw some weird wheel movement there. No, I think Shooter's going to win the race. On track and after penalties applied. Yes, Oxidize is going to cross the line. P2. Sid, after that last lap scare, which was very scary, he's going to finish P3. Spandan P4, but after penalties applied, he drops down to P6. Shrikant finishes P4. Brilliant drive by him. Noble got a
He would have been
P5.
on the podium. He would have been on the podium if Sid didn't get going.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Raman P7 after that. Very unfortunate mishap there for him. Abhi P8. We didn't see anything from him during the entire race, and he finishes in the points. That is the true Abhi experience. But a very good recovery from Shrikant, even with the unfortunate moment there with Raman and Spandan, the crash there. But wow, I must say, Shooter has really impressed me today.
It was a valiant drive from him.
All of us-
really good drive.
All of us were banking on Smith to win, but it is Shooter in the AlphaTauri from second place on the grid who wins the race with the fastest lap. So that's going to be, is it 17 points? I think it is.
Yeah, that's a good haul of points. Yeah,
Very good
17.
haul of points. Yep. Oxidize P2, 2 tenths, and he could have had the win.
And there's no match. Look at the lap times. Shooter's best lap was a 147.1.
Yep. It was.
And Srikanth was on fresher tires and he still couldn't match him.
So I think that just shows how good Shooter really was today. Said Venkatesh P3, a very good effort by him and a very big scare in the last lap there for the Ferrari driver. But from P5 to P3, it's a good points haul, especially when his nearest championship rival scores none. Shrikant Das, after a pretty dismal start to the race, ends it in very good fashion with P4. Noble got a P5. The Red Bull boys, I think, were the best team today. The best teamwork I've seen in today's race. Spandan P6,
definitely
very debatable as to his driving actions today. I'm not too sure if it's going to be acceptable, but nonetheless, that's for the stewards to decide. I'm just a humble commentator. Raman's P7 from P3, very disastrous race for him. Abhi's P8, Domithor P9 scores some points, and Abdul, despite retiring, finished 90% of the race, gets points. Harshi is P11. Smith, Vintage, and Mosquito did not finish. For the stewards per usual, just gonna speed run through the incident section. And with that, we end the race. We are gonna invite the top 3 into the party chat. So we have Oxidized, Shooter, and Sid.
Yes.
So can you just add them?
Yeah, I'm gonna add them. Yeah.
And that was quite a race. And Ashik says 20. I think there was a lot more than 22 there, Ashik. Definitely. Where is Virtual Showroom? Yeah. Yes, that is IRL for you. While we wait, we are gonna have.
I'm not able to add Shooter for some reason. Can you? Okay, let me see. Just a second.
His gamer tag of a Shooter something. I'm not sure. I will ask Oxidize to add him. Oh, my system.
I added him.
You added him?
Lovely.
Him. Okay.
Yeah.
Shooter's here. Okay, I'm gonna send him a friend request as soon as we are done. Oxidize is here. Are we gonna have Sid join us?
I've sent him an invite, but I can't. He's gone offline. Yeah, we'll just wait for a moment. Let me quickly text on the.
Yep. Yep, Sid has been added. Just gonna wait for Sid here.
While we wait for Sid, why don't we just get started with Oxidized chips?
Alright, yep.
Go on.
So, Oxidize, are you here with us?
Yeah, buddy, I'm here.
Yep. So, in the end, it was 2 tenths that separated you and the win. Walk us through your race and just how was it today?
To be frank, Spa is not my greatest track. I had a very tough time keeping the car on the track. And Shooter was like going crazy, like I had a crazy pace. I tried my level best to stay on the 3-second mark, but I couldn't. As I had Sid behind me, I had to defend for the second position and I had to face the Shooter. It was a very tough time. And I wasn't expecting Shooter to, as Shooter passed me, I wasn't expecting a safety car on lap 7. I thought he was on soft. I thought I'll just let him pass and I thought I'll get him in the pits after lap 10 or 11. But as he passed me, he got the safety car and that was it. Okay, there I knew it's going to be very tough.
But nonetheless, I think it was a pretty good effort by you. You were still very close to the win there, so a good effort. Redstone, would you have anything to ask Oxidize?
Yeah, Oxidize, were you did you have a wrong setup on, or you were just generally struggling with the race today? Because I saw certain points during the race you were closing up and then you were falling back, and what was really happening there?
It was not the setup, it was me struggling myself. I had so many moments I just had to fight the car to keep it on the track. So I guess driver issues.
Given all of that and given you actually finished the race, good job.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Yep, we don't see that too often, but congrats Oxidize on finishing a race and finishing it on the podium when you do. Good job.
Thanks.
Yes, congratulations to you.
Congrats, Shooter, and congrats, Sid.
Yeah, I don't think Sid is going to join, so why don't we just get started with Shooter? And if he's not here by
Yep,
then, and we can end the stream.
I think we will. So, shooter, do we have you here with us? And is your audio hello? Is your audio sharing enabled? It's enabled. All right. So you are a man in high demand at the moment. After that drive, especially, that was a fantastic drive by you. A very bold strategy call to go on to the soft tires at the restart. You were the only driver in the entire field to take the soft tires. Just walk us through your race. Yep. Yep, I think the only dent on your weekend today was the 3 sec penalty that you got. Apart from that, I think you drove a pretty faultless race. A very, very good battles with everybody, I think, that you were side by side with. A very good drive by you. And Redstone, do you have anything to ask, Shooter?
Nothing to say. I think he summed it up pretty well. And Shooter, congratulations, man. That was a valiant drive. It was really nice to see such a strong display of pace. Keep it up for the next 3 races. Yeah.
Yep. End the season on high. Yep. Well done, Shooter. Very, very well done. Congratulations on the win. I do not assume we're gonna have Sid Venkatesh, so that is gonna be it for the Season 9 Division 2 race around Spa of the Indian Racing League. Thank you, Redstone. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure joining you on comms after quite a while. 2 weeks seemed like quite a
Yeah.
time.
It's been a minute for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I've missed doing comms, but yeah, this has really reinvigorated my passion for comms. Do stay tuned for tomorrow. We're gonna have the Division 1 race, and next week we're gonna have the Division 2 race around Baku. So just stay tuned. Oh, there's a lot more to come. Until next time, take care, good night, thank you, and bye bye.